like this. I've got a captive audience this evening. How are you? Welcome. At this time, I will call the Fauquier County School Board meeting to order on this day, Monday, March the 10th. At this time, we will pledge the allegiance, and I will ask Mr. Jack Raines to stand and lead us in the pledge, please. As everyone would stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Mr. Raines. Ms. Callahan, would you please take the roll and so record? The chair will, at this time, accept a motion for the adoption of the agenda.
I move that the school board approve the agenda as written. Second.
There's been a motion and second that the agenda be approved as written. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Let the record show that it carries unanimously. Folks, at this time, I would ask for a moment of silence for Freda LaBelle, who passed away on February the 14th. Ms. LaBelle worked as a custodian at Pearson, Auburn, and here at Liberty. And we know that she will be greatly missed, and our prayers are indeed with her family. So please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Folks, this evening we have some very special presentations. We have many recognitions this evening, so please come forward when you hear your name. If you are here to be recognized for the nomination for one of the Classified Employee or TREE Awards, please exit the door so that to your left to pick up your certificate after you have come forward to be recognized.
This
left.
left.
Door?
This left.
This left?
Yeah, their left.
I don't know. I'm just saying left.
I know.
Could be my left.
It's not.
Okay.
It's their left.
Your left. That door. Now, if you are a student or a teacher, please come forward when you hear your name and return to your seat following your recognition. And we will take a few moments following recognitions for those of you who wish to exit the auditorium afterwards, okay? So are we ready?
Okay.
And now you want to stand in front, right?
Yep. Yes, please. Well, while they're making their way down front, good evening, everyone. Tonight, I am proud to introduce the nominees for the 3rd Annual Classified Awards. These are also known as the TREE Awards. To review what Mr. Bland said, that all nominees for the award groups that I will be reading off, if you could line up to the left over here with Carrie Russell when I call your award group. So as I move forward, I'll make sure we'll line up and then we'll walk in front. The school board will thank you and shake your hand, and then you'll follow out with Mrs. Gibson so you can get your certificate and a picture. Do you all want to go on the side? Okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's okay. Okay, the TREE Awards, as many of you may know, are a result of the Aspirations 2015 strategic plan. This program was established to ensure that classified employees were recognized for their outstanding work accomplishments, interaction with others, demonstrating initiative, and training and development activities, along with their ability to improve work processes. We will begin tonight with the Aspen TREE Award. If I could have all nominees within this category to come to the side of the auditorium. The Aspen TREE Award is for bus drivers. The Aspen Tree represents determination, overcoming fears, and doubts. The first nominee this evening is Robin Adams. Richard Barb, Paul Kukoza, Alice Curtis, Cynthia Davenport, Bob Dunges, Ruth Harris, Myra Hillard, Barbara Horton, Robert Jenkins, Elizabeth Kearns, Darren King, Susan Sentz, Jack Selby, and Melissa Strain. These are the nominees for the Aspen Tree Award. The next category of awards tonight is the Maple Tree Award. If I could have all nominees within this category come to the side of the auditorium, please. The Maple Tree Award is for custodians, area building managers, and courier. A maple tree represents balance, promise, and practicality. I will now list the nominees. Mary Blake, William Marsh, Joey Perryman, Jeff Peterson, Rachel Randbarger, John Thomas, Dent West, and Steve Wines. These are our nominees for the Maple Tree Award. Next, we have the Oak Tree Award. If I could please have the nominees for the Oak Tree Award come to the side of the auditorium. The Oak Tree Award is for instructional assistants, library assistants, bus aides, and computer lab assistants. An oak tree represents strength and courage. Dawn Ashby, Irma Carino, Samantha Carter, Marie Dotson, Carolyn Dunbar, Jeannie Ebsen, Cheryl Ely, Kathy Embry, Mary Friesian, Debbie Gibson, Samantha Keplinger, Sharon Lewis, Catherine McCoy, Patricia McVeary, Erlene Rector, Leslie Sinat, Janice Yancey. These are the Oak Tree Award nominees. The next award for this evening is the Pine Tree Award. The Pine Tree is for school nutrition staff. The Pine Tree represents creativity, longevity, and life. The first nominee, again, if nominees could come out and stand along the auditorium side. The first nominee is Sherry Coleman, Debbie Elliott, Cheryl Henning, Teresa Jones, Joyce Mumaw, Cynthia Props, and Sabine Wendy Moody. These are our nominees for the Pine Tree Award. The last tree award for this evening is the Willow-Tree Award. The Willow-Tree is represented by the clerical, school health nurses, and support staff of our school division. The Willow-Tree symbolizes healing, dreams, and inner vision. The first nominee for tonight is Belinda Beach, Barbara Correa, Becky Early, Elizabeth Furr, Martha Janoski, Connie Kimball, Cindy Mills, Diane Wells, Megan Widrick, and David Woodley. Yeah. This is our Willow-Tree Award. Please congratulate them. And that concludes our presentation of the classified awards for this school year. Thank you very much.
That's what I've learned. I learned that from Dr. Mitchell. I'll be presenting 3 awards. I'm going to start with the National Board Certification Award, and this award goes to the Kettle Run librarian, Kimberly Ritter. Kimberly, if you'll come forward. On December 17, 2013, the National Board of Professional Teaching Standards announced the latest class of National Board Certified Teachers. Kettle Run High School's librarian, Kimberly Ritter, has achieved her profession's highest mark of accomplishment, earning her certification, in library media early childhood through young adulthood. Wow. Through a rigorous performance-based peer review process, Ms. Ritter joins 22 FCPS faculty members who have earned their national board certification. In the recent Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Accreditation Review, Kettle Run High School was commended for the library being the hub of Kettle Run, a major focus for students to gather and learn. Kettle Run High School Principal Mr. Warner shares that Ms. Ritter is a true resource, teacher, mentor, and an invaluable member of the school community. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Ritter. The next award goes to a group of art teachers here from Fauquier County, the Virginia Art Education Association State Grand Award. I'm going to ask the art teachers to come forward. They are Marissa Pappas from Warrenton Middle, Jess Beach from Brumfield Elementary, Tisha Burke from Greenville, Chris Smith from Kettle Run, Janie Mosby from Kettle Run, and Amy Ashman from Taylor Middle. If you'll come forward. The Virginia Art Education Association annually recognizes outstanding art programs from around the state. Virginia counties are invited to submit a book highlighting the art programs from every school in their school division. Each school submitted 6 pages for inclusion in the county book representing their programs and efforts to promote the visual arts through the year and during Youth Art Month. VAEA selected 5 regional winners, which competed for the state award, and the FCPS Art Department won the State Grand Award. Wow, very good. We congratulate and thank all of our art teachers for their dedication to their profession, and we are proud that our school division has received the Grand Award because of their efforts and creativity. Congratulations. 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 Thank you. I'm actually going to call this person forward just the way I call her into my office. Hey, Karen. Karen Parkinson, Excellence in Writing Award. Karen's office is right across the hall from me. Karen Parkinson, Coordinator of Information for FCPS, received an Award of Excellence in the National School Public Relations Association 2013 Publications and Electronic Media Contest. The Award of Excellence is the top award in the publications category and is judged for clear, concise, and vibrant writing on the overall excellence of the entry. Ms. Parkinson is one of only 6 in the nation to receive this prestigious award. Wow. Yes, wow. I'm going to start using the intercom from now on to call you, starting a couple weeks from now. Ms. Parkinson won this award for a news release that detailed a presentation by a motivational speaker who visited Marshall Middle School to kick off the bullying prevention program. She entitled her news release, "Special Speaker Presents Powerful Message." We think Ms. Parkinson is pretty special and powerful in her own right. Congratulations. Congratulations.
We'd now like to ask Mr. Roger Lee, Ms. Mandy Carter, and Mr. Dean Spar from Liberty High School to come forward, please. Liberty High School was one of 71 schools out of 300 to receive the Stay in the Game Award. The Virginia High School League presents the award annually to students that had no player or coach ejections in any sport throughout the school year. That's great. In addition, Liberty High School received the National Athletic Trainers Association Safe Sports School Award, which champions safety and recognizes secondary schools that provide safe environments for student athletes. Principal Roger Lee said, "Our goal at Liberty is to lead our athletic programs to the highest safety standards for our players." He commended Mandy Carter, Liberty High School athletic trainer, and Dean Spar, activities director, for providing and maintaining a safe environment for Liberty High School students. We commend Mr. Lee, Mr. Spar, and Ms. Carter for their commitment to create a positive athletic environment for their students and all students. Congratulations. We are honoring several students tonight who achieved highest ratings in the College Board's National Merit Scholarship Program and in its National AP Scholars Program. So we would like to ask all of those students to come forward, and then we will be recognizing you with the explanation and with your awards. And as they come forward, I will begin reading. First, I will talk about the National Merit Finalist and Commended Students Program. And you all can go right on over here, right there, okay? I want to get your picture. The National Merit Scholarship Program is an academic competition for recognition and scholarships that began in 1955. High school students earn the National Merit Program by taking the preliminary SAT National Merit Qualifying Test. Of the entrants, students with the highest scores in critical reading, mathematics, and writing skills qualify for recognition in the National Merit Scholarship Program. In September, these high scorers are notified through their schools that they have qualified as either a commended student or semifinalist. Commended students place among the top 5% of 1.5 million entrants, and of these, only 16,000 students nationwide are named semi-finalists, and 15,000 students nationwide are named finalists. We are honored to recognize first Cameron Parastai, and I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, I'm sorry, a senior at Liberty High School who was named the top finalist in the 2014 National Merit Scholarship Program. We are also honored to recognize the following students who received commended status, and they are Michelle Kuhn, if you could just step out so we can see you, and Todd Parker from Liberty High School. Melissa Dollison, Abby Duker, Sabrina Ferrero, Justin Holscher, Coranda LeMay, Olivia O'Hara, Hannah Small, Tanvi Suresh, and Thomas Walker, all from Kettle Run High School. Congratulations. Those are our national merit winners. And then on to the national AP scholars. Many of them are still standing, still here. Jordan Evans and William Stribling from Fauquier High School, Molly Rogers from Kettle Run High School, and Luke Morrison from Liberty High School are national AP scholars. To achieve this honor, these 4 students earned an average score of at least 4 on all AP exams and scores of 4 or higher on 8 or more of these exams. It's quite a distinction. And we had a record-breaking, I believe, 25 Fauquier County students to be named AP Scholars with distinction. These students earned an average of at least 3.5 on all AP exams taken and scores of 3 or higher on 5 or more of these exams. These scholars with distinction are, from Fauquier High School, Sophie Bivick, Samantha Lepens, Fiona McCarthy, and Parth Fagani. And from Kettle Run High School, AP Scholars with distinction are Margaret Swift, Melissa Dollison, Abby Duker, Sabrina Ferrero, Justin Holscher, Blair McAvoy, Hannah Small, Tanvi Suresh, and Thomas Walker. And finally, from Liberty High School, its AP scholars are Joel Carver, Daniel Collins, John Corellis, Ryan Nary, Tyler Nickerson, Todd Parker, Cameron Parasta, and Garrett Sanders. Congratulations, all these young scholars.
Okay, we're here this evening also to honor state wrestling and swimming champions. And I'm going to call all of our students by name, and then we'll follow up with understanding of what their accomplishments were. Daniel Areola, Matt Raines, Garrett Tingen, Cameron O'Connor, Henry Patrick, Connor Webb, Scott Heckathorn, Zach Webb, and Nick Fallows. So if you could please come forward and join us. Daniel Areola, Matt Raines, and Garrett Tingen became the first trio, Tingen, I've been corrected, Tingen, my apologies, became the first trio of Fauquier teammates to win state title in one season. They all placed first in their weight class at the 4A state wrestling tournament in Salem, Virginia. Daniel in the 113-pound weight class, Matt in the 138 weight class, and Garrett at the 145. As Matt said, they made history, and that's big. The Fauquier High School wrestling team took second place in states. Kettle Run High School student Cameron O'Connor took third in state by winning the 132 consolation final. Moving on to swimming, Kettle Run High School's Henry Patrick also made history by becoming the most decorated swimmer in Kettle Run High School history by winning a pair of individual events and contributing to a relay victory at the Class 3A state swim meet. He won the 50-yard freestyle final, the 100 freestyle, and swam the final of the winning 400 free relay. Connor Webb, Scott Heckathorn, and Zach Webb made up the rest of the relay team who won the title. Zach Webb also won the 100 butterfly and placed second in the 200 individual medley, both school records. Nick Fallows joined Henry, Zach, and Scott to finish the 200 relay in second place in state. Congratulations to these fine athletes. like to ask, these awards are relative to art, and we'd like to ask Maria Cruz and TJ Brooks to come forward, as well as Rachel Wingo. Okay. Great. 8th grade Taylor Middle School student Maria Cruz won the Virginia Youth Art Month Flag Design Competition. Her design, selected by a panel of art teachers around the state, will be made into a large flag and sent to San Diego, California for display at the National Art Education Association Convention. In the fall, her flag design will be on display at the Virginia Art Educators Association Conference in Midlothian, Virginia. Maria's art teacher, Amy Aspen, was impressed how Maria filled the space with her creative symbols representative of Virginia. In addition to the overall grand prize, first place winners were named at the elementary, middle, and high school levels, and TJ Brooks, a 5th grade student at Brumfield Elementary, won first place in the state's elementary school division. Congratulations to these artistic and creative students. For the 2014-15 Program of Studies Art Design, students in all FCPS graphic imaging classes were invited to submit a cover design for the 2014-15 Program of Studies. Kettle Run High School senior Rachel Wingo designed the winning cover. Rachel said she wanted to convey a theme of creativity because she believes the school environment is one where students should be able to express themselves. The concept of her design was that students enter high school with a blank canvas, and depending on the courses they choose and how enthusiastically they take advantage of their studies, a unique design is painted on their canvas that will shape their future in college and beyond. We believe Rachel is completing her final high school year with a very successful canvas, and we say congratulations to Rachel.
Will members of the Fauquier High School Yearbook, the Erie, please come forward? And also members of the Fauquier High School newspaper, the Falconer. If you'll all come forward and line up down here, we'd appreciate it. I'm waiting. Fauquier High School's yearbook, the Erie, and newspaper, the Falconer, both earned the Virginia High School League's highest ranking of trophy class for the 2012-13 school year. Receiving trophy class for a publication is the same as winning a state title. The Falconer has also been selected as a Crown Award finalist by the Columbia Scholastic Press Association for last year's publication. Marie Miller, faculty sponsor, said, and I quote, this is very exciting news for the Falconer. Although the Falconer participates in annual evaluations from the Columbia Scholastic Press Association and usually receives gold or silver medals, this is the first time the Falconer has received a Crown Award, unquote. She credits her students with guiding the Falconer to receive this prestigious award. Students who worked on the Falconer include, and if you'll step forward when I call your name so that everybody knows who you are, I'd appreciate it. Sophie Bivick, who was last year's student editor, Patrick Dugan, Gavin Cramford, Erica Hackett, Lana Hetzel, Josh Henry, Caroline Liebel, Jake Lunsford, Sarah Rose Martin, Ryan Perry, and Abby Seitz. The Erie Fauquier High School's yearbook celebrated its 50th anniversary last year, and by winning a trophy class ranking demonstrated the quality of this yearbook. The theme for the Erie, Embracing Permanence, conveys the true value of a yearbook which holds memories to cherish for years, while at the same time expresses the excitement of anticipating another 50 years. Students who worked on the Erie, and once again, if you'll step forward, I'd appreciate it, Emma Averna, Olivia Batten, Caitlin Butlin, Sydney Downs, Brenna Dowdy, Amber Gates, Mary Claire Griffin, Megan Grimes, Rachel Hudson, Rudy Jackson, Taylor Jenkins, Jenny LaBranch, Paul Martinez, Jenny Norden, Jackie Nungasser, Jalen Payne, J.J. Roberts, Melissa Stone, Monica Terade, and Lillian Young. Please join me in congratulating them. Thank you. Will Kyra Holland please come forward? Kyra Holland, a 6th grade student at Marshall Middle School, took top honors at this year's spelling bee. By the 6th round, the bee had narrowed to only Kyla and Kendra Walker, who came in second. Kyra and Kendra both advanced to round 7, spelling elixir and tantalize correctly. With the pressure on, Kyla spelled arsenal correctly. Kendra stumbled on the word mongrel. Then Kyla nailed virtuoso correctly to win the spelling bee. Kyla has demonstrated her hard work and skill by placing second in 2012 and 13 and winning this year. Welcome, congratulate our champion. It was a virtuoso performance. Will Katie Harper, Abby Seitz, and Abby Duker please come forward? These students have been selected to participate in the Washington Post Young Journalist Development Program. Katie Harper, a sophomore at Kettle Run High School, and if Katie will raise her hand so we know which one is Katie. And Abby Seitz, if she'll raise her hand too, a senior at Fauquier High School, have been selected to participate in a 16-week sports writing mentorship program which began January 18th and runs through May 10th. Katie and Abby will be sports correspondents for allmetsports.com, the Washington Post home for local high school sports. Abby Duker, a senior at Kettle Run High School, has been selected for the 3rd consecutive year to participate in the Urban Journalism Workshop sponsored by the Washington Post. She will spend each Saturday from March 1st through April 26th in Washington, D.C., working under the guidance of experienced reporters. This year, Abby will participate in the radio workshop, having completed the broadcast and print journalism workshops in the prior 2 years. Please congratulate these students.
Congratulations to all the scholars, athletes, publishers, journalists, artists. Who else do we have? Just folks, swimless,
These lights are almost blinding.
I put on the SPF 15.
Yeah.
A lot of announcements, dude.
Yeah.
All right, let me open this machine back up here and see what we got. I might have to put on my old papers here.
Yeah, you got a lot of reading.
As they are exiting the auditorium, I will commence with the announcements. I think the personnel meeting has been
Canceled.
canceled, okay?
Yep.
However, there will be a joint work session between the Board of Supervisors and this school board this Thursday, March the 13th, at 4 p.m. in the John Barton Payne Building. There will be a Mountain Vista Governor School Governor Board meeting on Thursday, March the 20th, at 8 o'clock a.m. in the Warren County School Board office. Chairman's Night will be on Monday, March the 24th, at 5 p.m. in the School Administration Conference Room. There will be a school board work session that same Monday, March the 24th, commencing at 6 o'clock p.m. in the School Administration Conference Room. There will be a Board of Supervisors budget public hearing on Tuesday, March the 25th, at 7 o'clock p.m. in the Fauquier High School auditorium. There will be a building committee meeting on Thursday, March the 27th, at 8:30 a.m. In the School Administration Conference Room. There will be a School Health Advisory Committee meeting on Wednesday, April the 2nd, at 8 o'clock a.m. in the Central Complex Meeting Room. There will be a Special Education Advisory Committee meeting on Wednesday, April the 2nd, at 5:30 p.m. in the Central Complex Meeting Room A. And there will also be a School Support Council meeting on Wednesday, April the 2nd, at 7 p.m. in the School Administration Conference Room. Now, the April personnel meeting will be determined at a later date. There will be a Finance Committee meeting on Thursday, April the 10th, at 5 p.m. in the School Administration Conference Room. And there is a change in the spring break. Spring break is April the 14th through April the 18th. There will be school on Monday, April the 21st. And the next school board meeting is Monday, April the 14th at 7 p.m. in the Falcon Room at Fauquier County, or at Fauquier High School. At this time, I would like to thank Roger Lee, Mr. Sam Cox, and Greg Carter for hosting this evening, and April Plummer and Sherry Henning for their help with the reception. Again, thank you. Response to citizens' time. I do not believe there is a response to citizens' time at this point. Now, here is citizens' time, getting ready to start right now. Community involvement is an important component of a successful school division, and the school board certainly welcomes public input. Please be respectful of all speakers and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Matters relating to personal or personnel issues cannot be discussed, okay? Now, Ms. What? We have no one signed up? Folks, if there is, okay, that's what I was going to say. If there is someone here who wishes to speak but did not get a chance to sign up, please get ready to line up over here. Come on up, Ms. Baker.
Form a line over here, Ms. Baker.
Yeah, form a line behind Ms. Baker there.
Okay, I'll go first. Good evening. board members, Dr. Jack. Gosh, so much to say in so little time. The first request from I represent the Fauquier Education Association. And the first request might be if the Board of Education and HR might look at the bereavement policy in the school board, under the school board policies. We know it's there. We know it's under sick leave. We find it very confusing, and maybe it could just be simplified or clarified. That we're having a hard time understanding what it exactly says. And that's an easy one. The next one is, of course, the budget. We know that your priority is to make sure that teachers are compensated. We applaud that. In looking over the past 5 years, the raises have been few and far between. I know that there's people who write in the paper that say teachers should buck it up, blah, blah, blah. It's easier said than done. We made our mistake as a group, as a school board, I think, as an education association, and as the public, in allowing that salary guide to be what we were told was frozen. It truly wasn't frozen. It actually put teachers back a step in the year 2009-2010. We not only didn't get recognition for our years of experience, we didn't get a raise, we actually moved a step backward. And it's been catch-up time since then. We know that we got a 2% raise last year. However, we also lost our Better Health Plan, pay higher premium for the one we did get, and extremely higher cost out of pocket for deductibles, doctor visits, services. It's just not as good a plan. We've spoken with Dr. Jeck in HR. Their hands seem to be tied. We have to go with what you have, but in fact, we lost a benefit. We also took a 5% VRS by law. Unfortunately, you figured that on our present salary. You then gave a 2%, took off 5%, which means we really didn't get 2%. We got a little bit short of 2%. Even with those raises at the last 2 years, the present year and last year, we are still getting paid less this year than we did in 2008-09. So we do hope that that salary guide can be worked on. It's not, it's dead. It needs to be revived badly. And we will support your budget and hope that we can get as much money that a school needs to run in the year 2014. Our other concern is April 21st, which you kind of just did away with. April 21st, we asked, please don't touch the 21st. Back when we had snow in 2000, I guess it was 9-10, and in February of 2010, where we added minutes to our day, we took away vacations or whatever, the board came up with a plan that the calendar was going to be sacred. That's why you voted on it, that's why we had a this or that, and that's why you went through all that time in preparing it and planning it. April 21st was a teacher opt-out day. We've already worked that day. So when you move it to, I guess, the 18th, we're in fact not getting, otherwise, we don't feel like we're getting a day. You're moving us to the 18th, so you're actually saying vacation is 14 to 17, but you can have the 18th because teachers already worked it. We don't understand 10 minutes added to the day. We don't understand why an elementary school child that's under direct supervision, doing problem of the week and everything else, isn't considered instruction. We don't understand why you're not getting a waiver, or at least asking to be denied. But why aren't you asking? That's just some of the things. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak but did not get a chance to sign up? Okay. Citizens' time is now closed. Reports. Board members may report on their liaison activities and, of course, their committee meetings. And I will start on my right.
Very good.
With Mr. Gore.
I think that our finance committee actions and activities are going to be summarized by Ms. Kotov. Our school health advisory board meeting has been postponed a number of times because of the weather. I do want to bring up that there have been a number of articles that I've read in local media outlets that the upcoming board hearing for the budget for the Board of Supervisors is at the Warren Green Building. It's not. Please make sure folks know that it's at the Fauquier High School auditorium. That's very important for everybody to know. They have very comfortable seats there, and we can listen to a lot of people talk to the Board of Supervisors, and I hope we have a large audience there. Thanks.
Ms. Grove?
Building committee minutes are in here
Right.
if anybody has a question. And the Parkers have left, but I just wanted to thank Cedarly and Pearson and Brumfield and Miller, and I know I'm forgetting somebody, all the schools that were so gracious to us in the month of February. And we ended it with a tremendous luncheon at Cedarly for Ms. Wolf and myself, and they really outdid themselves. And we got cupcakes one night from Kettle Run, and it was really nice. And thank you to everybody again.
Well, I'm not going to leave out what Marshall Middle School and Coleman and Thompson did for me,
Okay,
okay?
your turn.
And also Ms. Reardon. Ms. Reardon was there as well. So again, thank you all as well. On the building committee, there was one highlight in the building committee that will be addressed tonight, and that's the contract amendment for Phase 3 of Fauquier High School. And we'll get into more detail about that in just a few minutes, so I'm not going to steal Ms. Bourne's thunder there. Okay, Ms. Reardon?
Yeah, as most of you know, because of my schedule going into DC, there are few and far between opportunities for me to go to school. And so I was invited to go to Coleman last month. And I've always wanted to go there because I've always admired Joy Seward. I just think that every time I speak to a parent who has a child at Coleman, they just gush about that school. So I spent 3 hours there, and I can totally see why. She's absolutely amazing. The school that she has there is just, I would love to just bring in like a news crew and say, take a look at this school, because it's amazing. And I happened to be there. They were having part of Read Across America, and they had a service dog that was there, and the service dogs that go in and read with the children, and they were just, the dogs were just amazing with the kids. The kids love them. They listen so clearly to the stories with the dog there. She told me that they're actually even thinking about getting a service dog for the school itself, which I just think is a wonderful idea. And I got to see them compete in their 24 competition to go forward. And I've just never seen children be able to come up with that many ways of coming up with the number 24 before. I really kind of felt like maybe I should go back to school. But everything that's done there is just absolutely amazing. And I'm sure that's what happens in all of our schools, but when you can get to just spend 3 hours there, and you know, my kids are in college now, so it's kind of far apart from me. I was just really impressed. And so I just want to say thank you to Joy and to everybody at Coleman and everybody that teaches here in Fauquier County, because you really all do an amazing job. It's just really nice to see it in action. So thanks for the opportunity.
That one service dog, that big St. Bernard, 175 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
This was a huge critter.
What was his name, too? It wasn't Beethoven. It was after another famous composer,
Yeah.
which I thought was funny. I can't remember his name now, but.
All right, I'm sorry, Dr. Check, please, anything you wish to say? Absolutely.
I'm again appreciative of the schools being so eager to adopt board members. I think that's amazing. And I wanted to give a special thanks to the folks, the unsung heroes who were shoveling sidewalks and throwing down salt and clearing parking lots and getting our schools ready. Very appreciative. And when I thanked Greg Livesey, he said, no thanks needed. We're just doing our job. But that's a lot. It goes unnoticed. You just don't see it. Kids just show up at school when the parking lots are cleared and the sidewalks are cleared, and you kind of forget about it. But just a hearty thanks to those folks responsible for getting our schools ready, and because we've had a little bit of snow this year. I don't know if you were aware of that. That very much appreciated.
Thank you, Dr. Check. Ms. Kotov? will present the financial management report at this time.
Yes, good evening. You have before you the report as of January 31st. It was presented to the Finance Committee in February. It is 7 months through our fiscal year, or about 58%. We're right on track in almost every area. I did want to point out that food nutrition, where their revenues exceeded expenditures last month, it's flopped a little bit this month, and we do anticipate that to continue, given the number of days that they have not been generating revenue.
Right.
So we'll keep our eye on that.
Okay.
Any questions?
Nothing
No,
here.
thanks. Ms. Downs, to present the Human Resources Department report.
Good evening. The following is a brief summary of the activities occurring in the Human Resources Department. Currently, we are still recruiting for school nutrition staff as well as bus drivers. On Saturday, we have our job fair at Liberty High School. We have approximately 300 excited, enthusiastic applicants to be interviewed on Saturday. And once we finish with those interviews, we will begin to post jobs for the upcoming school year, or to fill jobs based on who we interview. So, any questions this evening? Will you be there, Mr. Bland?
We'll see you there.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
Okay. Consent agenda. I'm looking for a motion.
I'll move that the school board approve the following: the minutes of the February 10th school board meeting, February 24th special school board meeting and work session, payment of bills, and personnel actions.
Second.
There's a motion and second that the school board approve the following short list: minutes of the February 10th school board meeting, the February 24th special school board meeting and work session, payment of bills, and personnel action. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion carries unanimously. Information items: youth art endorsement resolution. Ms. Jessica Beach will present the request for the school board to endorse March as the Youth Art Month.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Bland, school board members, and Dr. Jack. My name is Marisa Pappas. I am with Warrenton Middle School. With me this evening are Jess Beach from Brumfield, Tisha Burke from Greenville, Chris Smith, and Janie Mosby from Kettle Run. We are here representing all the art teachers in the county to ask for your endorsement for March as Youth Art Month. Youth Art Month is an annual observance since 1961 to emphasize the value of art and art education for all children. Our observance of Youth Art Month includes our annual art walk on Main Street with 28 participating businesses, our Arts Festival, which will be held here at Liberty High School on March 21st and 22nd, and activities at each school. The endorsement you are about to sign reads as follows: whereas art education is a viable academic endeavor and contributes educational benefits to all elementary and secondary students, including the following: art education develops students' creative problem-solving and critical thinking abilities. Art education teaches sensitivity to beauty, order, and other expressive qualities. Art education gives students a deeper understanding of multicultural values and beliefs. Art education reinforces and brings to life what students learn in other subjects. Art education interrelates student learning in art production, art history, art criticism, and aesthetics. And whereas our national leaders have acknowledged the necessity of including arts experience in all students' education, please show your support by accepting a YAM pin created by our students, as well as signing the endorsement in front of you. Thank you very much.
Well, absolutely. I think we have endorsed March as the Youth Art Month, and without objection, school board members,
No objection.
we can agree to continue to endorse the Youth Art Month, and we don't really have to take any action. We'll just continue to support you,
Thank you.
okay? And we will sign these for you.
We're way ahead of you. We got signed. We're
Okay.
signed.
Absolutely.
What do we have there?
Oh, that one just,
Absolutely.
all right, this one came apart.
All right, Ms. Bourne, the Whiting-Turner contract amendment that I referenced about Fauquier High School Phase 3 here a moment ago.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, sir, Mr. Bland, members of the board, Dr. Jack. Tonight, we are requesting that you authorize the chairman to execute a guaranteed maximum price contract with the Whiting-Turner Contracting Company. This is for the final part of Phase 3. This is part of the plan that we've had in place for several years. The funding has already been approved by you and the Board of Supervisors, and we have received the final proposal guaranteed maximum price with Whiting-Turner, and you have that proposal in your package. The total amount for this is $2,327,597, and that is to put a face on the part of the 1979 building, right where the demolition occurred. It doesn't really renovate that building, but it does allow us to reconnect all the communications, data, life safety systems in the building so that it can be occupied again. And the intention is that we would have that ready for the beginning of the next school year. That is going to be a big order, which we had last year with Whiting-Turner. So once again, we'll ask them to get a lot done in a short time. And it also includes the renovation, the part of the renovation for the old 300 wing, which puts it under geothermal. It does some flooring and some other minor renovations within that section of the building. And the two of them together, that's the remaining of the work to be done. There is some work that's not included in this part of the contract that Mr. Livesey has under facilities for asphalting the parking lot, the teacher parking lot. We did the student parking lot last year. So this is the last part of that, and we're asking that you move that to action tonight so that we can meet the schedule. It's under review by the town of Warrenton right now, and as soon as we get approval from the town of Warrenton, Whiting-Turner can start mobilizing their resources and start some work in the 1979 wing, and then the major part of the work will be done this summer. Any questions?
Folks, my fellow board members, this does come to us tonight on a recommendation of the building committee. Folks, Ms. Grove and myself, and we do wish that we get a motion to move this to action for tonight, so we can go ahead and get started on this.
I move that the school board move information item 13B to action item 14C, and that's for Whiting-Turner contract amendment for FHS Phase 3, and we move that for approval this evening.
Okay.
Second.
There's a motion and second that we move the amendment and the signing of the contract for Fauquier High School Phase 3, which is listed as item 13B here on the information, to item 14C of the action plan for tonight. Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say no. Again, the motion carries unanimously. Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Calendar update. Dr. Jeck?
Yeah, I just wanted to take a few minutes to apply some clarity to situation with makeup time, makeup days. National award-winning public relations officer Karen Parkinson and I will work on a release tomorrow of frequently asked questions document to address some of the questions that are sort of lingering. But just wanted to mention a few things. First, the Virginia Code 22.1-98B1 requires that the school year in every school division in the Commonwealth be at least 180 days or 900 teaching hours. So in Fauquier County, we start the year with a 185-day calendar, so the first 5 days of inclement weather are covered. But beginning on the 6th day missed, we begin to use banked time or banked hours. Our elementary schools have the fewest number of banked hours, 57 total. On February 26th, our elementary schools were within a day of exhausting all banked hours. At that time, the school board made March 27th and 28th full days, gaining us additional hours and authorizing the opening of school on the last day of spring break, April 21st, which was mentioned tonight. However, with inclement weather last week and the need to close school Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, as of March 5th, our elementary schools exhausted all of their banked hours. To be in compliance with state law, we therefore added 10 minutes to the elementary day to gain 10 additional hours beyond the 990 required. Translation, we hope we don't get any more inclement weather days the rest of the way. This gives us a little over a day of cushion should we miss more time beyond the 10 hours that we've got banked, the additional 10 hours. We will consider adding a day at the end of the year for elementary, reducing recess by 5 to 10 minutes, which I'm not a big fan of, or reducing spring break, which I'm not a fan of either, and I suspect neither are some of the folks in the audience. Some have asked if we qualify for a waiver. We do not at this time, and the reason being is pretty straightforward. The state grants a waiver if every reasonable, this is a quote now, if every reasonable effort for making up lost teaching days or teaching hours was exhausted before requesting a waiver of this requirement. So in other words, that would be exhausting which means things like all options, spring break, days at the end of the school year, adding minutes to the school day, taking recess, et cetera, Saturday school, et cetera, et cetera. So the waiver piece really, I don't suspect it's an option for many school divisions. The state will not consider that. We have made every reasonable effort when we still have 5 spring break days available to us and beyond, and days beyond June 10th. So it was recommended that I add some clarity, and that was a great recommendation. And we'll put this out in I guess, press release form the next day or two. Karen's already got a great start on this, but it'll just be a way to sort of explain the rationale, the process for making this time up, why the decision was made the way it was, et cetera, et cetera. And we just hope that we don't have any more inclement weather days.
We have our fingers crossed, but this is March.
That's right.
I have a question. Why is it if the state declares a state of emergency, that day is not, in other words, we don't get credit for that day? Because not that we were going to send the kids to school anyway on that day, but they did declare a state of emergency. So why wouldn't that exempt us for those hours?
Well, that's a good question, and I guess if I was from the state, I'd say, well, you can apply for the waiver, but there's not many people that are gonna qualify for the waiver. I know that years ago we had a state of emergency. It was when Governor Warner was in office, and he just forgave days.
Right.
But that was at least 15 years ago or so, something like that. It was a ways back. So I don't know the answer to the question. I know that there's a lot of frustration with the whole waiver process because it's really not doable. It's a very, very, very narrow way to get those days back, and I don't quite understand why those days, which are considered, as you mentioned, a state of emergency, why they aren't forgiven immediately. But that's what I know. I'm not sure the answer to that question.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Jeck. Moving on to action items. The amendment resolution for the property that was conveyed to NVP Incorporated over there at Stonecrest. There is a motion on the floor here.
I'll move that the school board adopt an amended resolution dedicating a right-of-way on Fauquier High School property to NVP Incorporated for a turn lane for the proposed Stonecrest development.
A second.
There is a motion and second that the school board adopt an amendment resolution dedicating a right-of-way on Fauquier High School property to NVP Incorporated for a turn lane for the proposed Stonecrest development. Any discussion?
I'll just add, we had already passed this,
Yes, we did.
and then the town required a little bit of
Amendment
different.
to their application.
And it's how many square feet are we talking about, Janice? I don't. Yeah, square feet, folks, so not a big deal here. Yeah.
Just a minor change, but
Yeah.
by law, we still had to do it because it was public property, okay? Any further discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. The motion carries unanimously. Superintendent's FY15 proposed budget. Is there a motion referencing this budget?
I move that the school board approve the FY 2015 superintendent's proposed budget as presented at the January 27th, 2014 school board meeting, with a duly advertised public hearing on February 24th, 2014, in the amount of $132,627,153.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that the school board approve the FY 2015 superintendent's proposed budget as presented at the January 27th, 2014 school board meeting, with duly advertised public hearing on February 24th, 2014, in the amount of $132,627,153. Any discussion? Folks,
I hope we get it.
well, all of you out there in TV land, please make sure that you attend all of the public hearings referencing not only the school board's proposed budget, but the county's proposed budget as well. We need to hear from you, and the Board of Supervisors need to hear from you as well. So please make a big effort, if you will, to attend any and all of these public meetings, hearings, and voice your opinion. You can come up to the podium. You don't have to have a huge, long, drawn-out speech or anything like that. You can make it short and sweet. Tell us what you support. Tell us why you don't support it if you don't. But we need to hear from you. We work for you. You are the taxpayers. We're the taxpayers as well. And we need to hear what's near and dear to you. Okay? So please. Okay. Any further discussion? Thank you.
No, sir.
Hearing no further discussion, I will move to
We got to vote.
vote.
Yeah.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. No. Okay. Very well. I didn't mean to say no. I didn't say no. Wait. Okay. All right. The Whiting-Turner contract amendment that we talked about earlier for Fauquier High School Phase 3, we moved that to action. And now we're ready for a motion.
I move that the school board authorize the chairman to execute a guaranteed maximum price contract amendment with the Whiting-Turner Contracting Company in the amount of $2,327,597 for renovations in the old 300 wing and the 1979 building at Fauquier High School.
Second.
Motion and second that the school board authorize the chairman to execute a guaranteed maximum price contract amendment with the Whiting-Turner Contracting Company in the amount of $2,327,597 for renovations in the old 300 wing and the 1979 building at Fauquier High School. Any discussion?
No, sir.
Hearing no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion again carries unanimously. Now, before we adjourn, I would ask if there's any other business to come before the board in an official capacity.
Don't think so.
None?
Remind everybody for Thursday afternoon at 4.
Thursday afternoon, we will be meeting with the Board of Supervisors on the budget. And folks, we have had some very good conversations with the members of the board so far. We've met on several different occasions, and I know Paul McCullough and Dr. Jeck are on the phone almost every day, exchanging ideas and suggestions and things of that nature. So I applaud you and Mr. McCullough for your efforts and the efforts of the administration for trying to work through this process to get us where we need to be. Okay? Having said that, if there's no other business to come before the board,
Move to adjourn.
we'll motion. Well, that was
I'm
quick.
ahead.
I think we're all adjourned. If there's no objection,
Nope. Second.